though. Getting a good 50. Burning. Getting another good 50. Jessex doesn't like his boost, and I agree with him having to back off whenever he wants to press that. The Burning with a beautiful redirect soft touch down tapper slapper. Just throws that into the net. Don't think anybody from the Vipers was quite ready.
Not see a timeout coming from the Unicorns, especially after a game like Game 2. They've got a lot of confidence here. Tech tie up with the flip reset, and he puts it in. Confidence he does have.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great shot. Just gets it past J-Dubs and saves his flip.
Had some momentum and just stayed put there, flipping with a good save, but Austin's going to get a second chance and a double touch off the backboard. And Unicorns come snapping right back into this one. Too Cool looked like he had tried to go for the bump on flipping, maybe affected the defense there a little bit, but Austin floating up and getting a double touch.
What's going on, FDL? We have the final night of week 3 underway, brought to you by myself in the casting booth and big man original Thor in the production booth, making the magic happen behind the scenes, and the magic happening with these clips that you see in the intro videos. And you know, if you want more intro videos, you want more clips to get in there, by all means, everybody, take clips of the games. We will use them, see them, and no, maybe you can even make the intro, man. That sounds pretty cool to me. But that will be all of this fuel for me for now, because we have Owls, we have Huskies, we have Expert League, a league that everybody loves to watch because it's good enough for some great clips, but also terrible enough to see some beautiful own goals, beautiful mistakes happening. That's just quite hilarious. However, I think that's enough out of my lips. We get these two teams in there and get this show on the way. Both of them are 1-1. We do have a pull-up reserve on the field for the Owls. We have, if I remember, is Squirrel as a pull-up from the Adept League, and Devil Jacob, of course, on the Expert, versus Hayes and Hayden for the Huskies. And we will be underway now with Hayes taking it away off the midfield to the Owls half of Squirrel, sending it right back out, not wanting any of that shenanigans on his side of the field. Jacob putting it mid for Squirrel. Squirrel going to get a shot off first for these two teams. Can't sink the double. However, that's a fantastic look. Jacob will get a soft touchdown. It is untouched by the Huskies, but Squirrel not ready for that whiff. Has zero boost in his take to really take advantage of it. So the Owls kind of dominating this pressure early on, but not able to really get anything from it quite yet. It's only been 30 seconds in, and Jacob with another great shot will go a little bit wide. Hayes probably going to bang this out to clear it, and he does. Hayden didn't stay up to receive the pass. So that ball will just roll up into the corner and then get sent back out by Jacob. Huskies trying to get something going, trying to get some kind of offensive pressure going, but this Penguin team, wow. This Owls team, wrong bird, Galloway. This Owls team not really giving up, not wanting to go on defense, trying to get this going on offense, forcing out another save attempt from the Huskies, which they will get. A minute and 15 in. There has been really a lot of Owls action here. Both players with 4 shots, while the Huskies, the only set they have is just that one save. But from Hayes, this might turn into a long shot. It's just barely wide, not even going to count as a shot, which is incredibly unfortunate for him because that was a beautiful clear. But Jacob, able to get a great 50, will not be able to follow that up and throw that in. Hayden now going to go mid. Hayes is going to take control of that ball, avoid the demo. Jacob, however, able to send that away. This Owls team doing a fantastic job on defense, not really conceding anything to the Huskies. Huskies doing a fantastic job on defense, but unable to get anything started on offense so far. It's kind of looking in favor of the Owls, if you ask me, but that was a beautiful demo dodge. Hayes now getting a good 50 to send it to the Owls' corner. Jacob will get a miss on that. Squirrel, however, able to recover, able to send it out. Jacob going to redirect it. Squirrel will beat him, but this will be high and wide. Jacob unable to do anything in that position. will have to back off, play some defense. Good call by him as Hayden was trying to send it. But that's going to be a demo. The first shot coming from the Huskies on target. Squirrel will save it, however, and still a minute and a half in. And we have absolutely no goals and just a whole lot of action going on. It's just still mostly Owls that are just dominating this game 1. 6 shots to 1. That said, the Huskies doing a fantastic job of saves. The Huskies will get the first goal. The second shot of the game for the Huskies is also the second for Hayes, and Hayes will secure the first goal 2 minutes and 52 seconds in. Not who I expected to get the first goal of this matchup of this game 1, but I mean, are you surprised? I mean, the job that this Huskies team has been doing to avoid a lot of those demos, the job they've been doing to avoid the defense and not get scored on has really paid off, but it might have burnt out this Owls offense, putting them in an awkward situation on defense where they're not used to it, and that's going to allow Hayden to get up over Squirrel, who had no boost. Both players now from this Huskies team with a goal to their name, and just when we thought we might have a 0-scoring game, we finally have Huskies scoring 2, but Jacob with the wide open backfield off of an awkward kickoff will throw that in to stop that bleeding quickly and to get something going here for the Owls, which is really, I would say, desperately needed. I wouldn't even say really needed at this point, but it really does help to go ahead and get it started with plenty of time, because you're not guaranteed another goal for a while. We have seen how good this Huskies defense can do if you give them time to rotate and set up. So it'll be very interesting to see if the Owls can build any momentum off of that, especially with Squirrel getting a good demo on Hayes, but Hayden doing a good job 50 in that, stopping it, throwing it to the corner, or to the midfield wall, I should say. And Huskies still just doing a good job at the stall pattern, not really letting the Owls do a whole lot. I say that as Squirrel with a big time shot will get sent away by Hayden. However, that one will go high. Hayden, big 50, Squirrel coming in to clean up for the second chance. Can't get the shot he wants. Hayes a little bit awkward on that ball. Will allow Jacob to get control of it. That's going to be a good center. It's going to be mid. Squirrel extremely awkward himself. Hayden keeping it away from Squirrel. Now trying to keep it away from Jacob. Unsuccessful, and a little bit of a miscommunication double commit there. It will make things a little bit awkward for this Huskies, who kind of had a good look at the net offensively wise, but sent away to the corner. Only 35 seconds remaining. Owls are down by 1. Hayden doing a good job in the midfield just to disrupt and keep the ball out of their half. Now they're going to go for a double touch, but can't quite get it. That ball is sent out by Jacob. Hayes will bait in Jacob. Jacob unable to chase him down with not much boost. Hayes being patient. Hayden taking that off of his car. Almost quite literally a bump on Jacob. That's going to leave the field open a little bit, but Hayden able to get back. Try to take the pop shot. Couldn't quite get it on target. But we are in the final countdown. The Huskies are up 1. There's only 2 seconds remaining. The Owls now have to keep this off the ground, but Hayden will throw that down to the midfield, and the Huskies will take game 1 in a very tight game of just a lot of defense from the Huskies in the first half. Finally finding the offensive game as the 2-minute marker was coming up, and Hayden quickly scoring afterwards really truly helped give them that safety net that they needed, because Owls with Jacob was able to get it with that pass from Squirrel. They were very dangerous offensively, 10 shots, but the real stat I want you to look at is those 10 shots were only answered by 5 saves. That's 5 goals that could have happened from the Owls there. But their shooting actually was not quite there. Huskies doing a good job of forcing them to take not ideal shots, and just that goalpost moving here and there, doing the Cupid shuffle side to side to not let that ball go in at times. It really did hurt the Owls there in their chance to try to come back. But we do have game 2 coming up. I'm very excited for this. I know I was excited beforehand. I just knew that this series was going to be something special. But game 1 did not do anything to disappoint. We will have Hayden on the kickoff versus Squirrel. Squirrel would get a favorable 50, but Hayes is there to push that ball down the field. It's going to be a double commit from the Owls, who are kind of fighting each other a little bit. But Jacob will get control of that, as Squirrel will leave it for him. Huskies now get control in the corner, try to pass the mid, but Squirrel's going to intercept that. That's going to be so dangerous. That was so close to being a goal, but that's going to be a beautiful shot. Hayden able to get it around the defense. Patience paid off. I figured he'd throw that to the side to keep that away from Squirrel, but no, he took his time to aim that, put it to Jacob's weak corner, and that a weak side, and that will go in, scoring much earlier than how game one went. That only means the opening of the scoring brackets will be wide open, especially with Jacob. Great control there, great patience, realizing Hayes put himself in that awkward position there. Just a fantastic job to collect that, throw it behind him. That's already tied up, not even 30 seconds in, and we have one less goal than the entirety of game one. No commercial breaks here for the GM of the Owls, who doesn't want to miss a bit, and I don't blame him, but that's going to be a big 50 by Hayden. It will barely go wide. However, Hayes will throw that up mid. Going to go for the demo on Jacob. Didn't get it, but it did make it awkward. That ball is 50 down in front of the net. Hayden able to throw it in before Jacob can rush back. And that is the Huskies up by one. Only 50 seconds remaining, 50 seconds in the game, and we are already tied up to the exact score we had at the end of 5 minutes last game. So, this series is only opening up wider with each passing moment. Jacob will go for ground pinch. Can't quite get it what he wants, but Hayden was there, as well as Hayes. Hayes now, no boost, will try to push this ball along into the corner. That will go favorably for Hayden, who throws it. It's crossbar down, but not in. Did not pay that crossbar enough money beforehand. Not enough simoleons to really make it beneficial. And now Squirrel trying to clear it out. Will get it to midfield, but not get control. Hayes, low boost. Kind of fakes it there, and that was very beneficial, but Hayden unable to get control on it. That will open up the counterattack from Squirrel, as Hayes was unable to win that challenge against him right here. And what turned into what really should have been a Huskies goal turned into a beautiful counterattack from the Owls to tie it up at the minute 31 marker inside this game 2. Hayes getting an awkward 50. Jacob almost scoring through that, but not quite able to. Hayes now going to be the 2v1 with Hayden. Hayden, I think, trying to bump Jacob out of the air. Didn't quite get the bump. That would have been very crucial, but gets the 50 against Jacob to keep it away from him. Will stay in towards the ball to try to be disruptive and make this Owls team second guess. The Squirrel certainly did. He was playing a lot more patient than what he could have in that situation because of it. But now Jacob going for the double, no boost. Hayes able to clear it. Hayes getting a second touch on it. We'll try to send this mid, but not enough to really push that. It's because a weak touch. Jacob will clear this out. Hayden now stopping the pressure though. Able to make it where Squirrel has to take a weak shot. It's a good pass from Hayes to Hayden from the corner. Hayden, does he get another touch? He does. Hayes able to get touched before Jacob, but it was not on target. Hayden able to get shut off. Jacob rotating in to get that save. Halfway marker of the game, and it has been very intense. Hayes able to get a stop against Jacob's push there off that back wall. Hayes now in an awkward position. I'm not quite sure if he meant to put him there. That's going to be a big whiff from Hayden, but Jacob realizing that Hayes was perfectly positioned to do what he needed to do. A feed from Hayden will put it past Squirrel on the defense. Hayden scored the goal, or the lead retaking goal here, to put them up 3-2, and that Squirrel's axles must be absolutely devastated. Get this man some Gorilla Glue and some duct tape to put those suckers back together. Now Hayden going to win the kickoff, but it will be wide. He is unable to do much with it. Try to get control of it. Squirrel's backwards. It's a little bit awkward, but how that transpired worked out very favorably for the Owls. Jacob unable to get the ground pitch he's looking for. Could get that double touch. Squirrel coming in uncontested. Could not get it low enough to go in. And that will now open up for a Huskies counterattack. Hayden, big bump on Jacob on the back wall, but Squirrel was there to bail out his teammate, so that way he didn't have to try to be there for the save. That's going to be a little give and go, but Jacob, is there to retaliate, able to save it out. And man, this action has just been extremely beautiful, back and forth, a big time demo. That's going to be a wide open net. Hayden doesn't miss those. Huskies up 4-2. Safety net, although not very safe against this Owls team, which does a great job of just opening up opportunities. You really cannot feel comfortable with a 2-goal lead with 1:15 seconds left. Not against these two fantastic gentlemen. That said, Hayden misreading that play. That's going to be pinched off to the net. Hayes will get a save. Hayden now backing off. Jacob having to back off as well. Not quite what he wanted. Hayden able to break free. Squirrel's back. That's going to be a wide open net. Awkward in the corner with both of the Owls player. Now you can start feeling a little bit more comfortable, especially since you got that 3-goal lead. Hayes doing a good job bumping Squirrel, which really slowed down his momentum. Jacob got beat out there by Hayden in the corner. The Huskies are starting to play a lot better, a lot smoother. They're doing a good job at picking apart the Owls. Hayes, especially Hayes, getting that 50, but unable to get around it in time. Jacob will get demoed for it, but it will prevent another shot. Huskies unable to get back in time. Jacob able to throw that home. Pass from Squirrel to bring that lead back within 2 for the Huskies, to bring them back within a striking distance with 43 seconds remaining. Owls not out of it by no means. They are merely just perched up in the trees, looking for their prey, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, like right there. And here comes another moment to strike. Jacob getting the bump, getting the touch there as well. The throw to the corner. Squirrel will throw that just barely high. Does down just a little bit more. I don't think any of these Huskies players had anything in the tank to save that. That's going to be a great pass. It's going to be a great double touch. He's able to throw that in to regain a 3-goal lead. What a fantastic player from this Huskies team. Hayden throwing that up, keeping away from the demo that was coming for him. Hayes able to get the first touch, the initial, into the double, into the unsavable. Huskies more than likely will take this game too in a beautiful fashion. But this Owls team, I am not going to count them out by no means. Even if they don't take this game back, they are not out of this series with how viable of a team they are. Even if Squirrel is a pull-up from Adept, these two players have a lot of chemistry, a lot of time playing together, and a lot of DNA shared together, seeing how they are brothers. They can definitely do it. Squirrel with a big-time 50 there to try to build momentum going into the game 3. We look at a beautiful 50 against Hayes, I believe that was. 6-4 is the score. 6-5? Nope. Hayes will be there to stop it. I'll say if that goes in, there is the chance to come back, but the ball will touch in front of the Huskies goal. Huskies will win that one 6-4. Match point now. Huskies doing a lot of things right, doing a lot of things like they need to do. Hayden with 13 shots, equaling the total amount from the Owls. That's not including the 1 shot from Hayes, which did go in. So you know what? Good job, Hayes, for the 100%. But Huskies just very viable in offense right now. Owls having to rely a lot more on defense and those rotations to bail them out of situations, which is not doing bad for them by no means. But they have to find a way to break through the Huskies. They have to break that spirit somehow, one way or another, to stop them from scoring as much so they can themselves score. And Owls definitely have the ability to do so, especially Jacob, who is able to get some big-time demos. Squirrel, who's able to get some big-time demos. Jacob, who can pull out mechanics as if he's a magician pulling out rabbits from a top hat. They can certainly do it, but with how the chemistry, how the synchronization from these two Huskies is right now, it's going to make it difficult. But we will see if we get ourselves a clean sweep or not, or the potential of a reverse sweep. because game 3 is now underway. Squirrel will win that, but Hayes is there to retaliate. Will he get the double? He cannot throw it mid for his teammate. Squirrel trying to get off and out of the way for Jacob. Couldn't quite get out of the way in time. Hayes now able to go into the corner. Can't quite get what he wants, but that will go into the favor of the Huskies. Hayden, not a lot of boosts, will back off. Smart decision, especially that man Jacob right there, able to get to the ball, take advantage of things. Now Hayden with 0 boost. Don't want him being back right now. Hayes able to get the save. Hayden picking up whatever miniature pads he can. There's many M&M pads. Nobody likes them. There's not enough chocolate filling for that candy coating. But in Rocket League, you make do with what you can. Hayden able to take it off that side wall to the corner. Will get it a high mid for Hayes, who is up. He's going to go for the double. He gets the double, but Squirrel is there to send it out and save it. But now Squirrel, no boost to his name, will pop it out as he was unpressured by Hayes, who was in the better shooting position than Hayden. Hayes trying to take off the ceiling, can't quite do what he wants to. Both of these Owls players playing a little bit slow as they're just out of boost. Go big time 50 by Jacob. Hayden had the save perfectly, but he overplayed it in his mind. If he just played a little simple touch or simple clear there, even a side flip he had it, but he did a diagonal flipperoo, and that put him awkwardly. A weak touch kept it right there for Jacob to throw that back in, and the Owls will take the first goal of game 3. A big difference from games 1 and 2, where it was the Huskies who scored first, which might be the indicator of a change in times. We shall see. Aiden losing boost, trying to get something going there, but Hayes will be there to throw it in the Owls corner. Squirrel didn't catch it like he thought he would, but nobody from the Huskies was able to respond in time. Aiden can't do anything to this ball. Jacob will have the chance to clear it out. Can't get it past Hayden, however, who's just backwards playing for the 50 and will get it. But Jacob on the back wall, big time clear. Hayes seen that coming, did rotate back, however, so no danger from that play quite yet. Now it's going to be a counterattack for the Huskies. Squirrel being the sole one back, gets 50 off the wall, which throws it favorably to the other corner. Hayden, big 50 there. A big miss by Squirrel! And Hayden able to throw that in before Jacob can retaliate, can recover, can react, and respond in time. Fantastic recovery by Jacob. There's just absolutely nothing he could do, because Hayden as well had a fantastic setup. And we have ourselves a tied game at 2:46. Hayden now will play first man on defense. Squirrel not able to do anything. Awkward clear to the corner by Hayes, but that is kept away from any kind of shooting danger. Squirrel getting a big 50, get another 50, but Hayes will win that one and get the next touch. Hayden will be there to send this out more, but nobody from the Huskies is able to challenge that and charge it down, allowing the Owls rather to settle up and regain their rhythm. A big 50 by Hayden. Hayden going for the bump, but Squirrel recovering, used to that himself, knows how the bump plays work, decided to back off and get the save, and he will do so. And the Owls are able to get the offense going now for themselves. Jacob 50 by Hayden. Hayes will race this down, try to beat him, but Squirrel unable to touch it. Hayes just kind of throws that one away just to see if Jacob was paying attention, which he was. And now we're going to have a big 50. Hayden not quite able to get the 50 that he was looking for. Jacob able to send it up. Hayes now sending that to the corner for the Owls. Jacob will put it to the other corner. Hayden going for the demo, couldn't quite get it, allowing Squirrel to be there to send it. Hayes throwing it up to his teammate. Not the touch he wanted, but it's still going to be a good pass. Both Huskies now low boost. Boost did just spawn in the corner, so Hayden just barely did miss out on that. But we'll get the 50 needed. Hayes in a good position to try to shoot it, but will be 50'd out by Jacob. But this is still not out of the woodworks for the Owls team, who are now able to get it out of the woodworks, throwing it to the Huskies corner. Hayden, incredibly low boost, will get it off the missed touch there. A big time 50 that will keep the ball moving. Squirrel touching it off the top of his card to kind of kill its momentum. Hayes, get it past one, get it past two, and that ball is in the net. Huskies up by 1 with less than a minute remaining. A good play by both the Huskies players to really set that up. Hayden being a disruptive factor in that corner as well. But really just great control by Hayes there to really get the first touch around 1 and then able to throw it in time. Hayden getting the shot off, but it will be 50'd out by Jacob, who now gets a big time clear. That's going to be all net. Hayden, no boost. That was crossbar. That was incredibly dangerous. Jacob did lose the 50, however. And my lord, Huskies won out and escaped from an incredibly dangerous. Hayes trying to get a 50 or bump. Jacob avoiding the bump from Hayes and Hayden off that shot. 20 seconds remaining, however. The Owls do need to score one more or else they will get swept out. Jacob trying to push into his teammate. Squirrel unable to quite get it. Jacob able to recover in time to bump him off from the shot. But Hayes able to throw that towards the net. Hayden no boost to chase that down and throw it in. We'll play to slow down Squirrel. And the Owls have been swept. Oh, that didn't quite go down when I thought it would, but the Owls have been swept. It was an incredibly close series. Hayden Hayes winning games 1 and 3, 2-1. And it's reverse fashion too, because games 1, Huskies scored the first 2 goals before the Owls scored. In games 3, the Owls scored first, but then Huskies 2 unanswered. Game 2 was the outlier, being a 6-3 game. Both teams really fired on all cylinders, and just the action intensified, but did not amount to a reverse sweep, did not amount to an Owls victory. And that is the way the cookie crumbles. Owls losing out in this sweep. But we do have one of the Huskies here with me.
The other one's trying to join. Sorry.
What was that?
The other one's trying to join. He's can't figure it out.
Oh, well, you didn't have to interrupt me, but and then you're coughing at me. What in the world, man? Just incredibly rude. Nice. We appreciate you joining, man. We'll wait for him to get in here. But the amount of pressure that Owls team put on you, I know y'all had to be feeling it. Here's the other one. I'll ask him the question right now as well. I know you two had to be feeling that pressure from the Owls, especially in games 1 and 2, or 1 and 3, but also in games 2, because even though it's 6-3, it was so close to being such a tighter game. What was going on? What was the communication between the two of y'all to respond to that kind of pressure they were putting on you?
We didn't really think that we were getting pressured that much, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I just put my gut into Hayes and we just did our thing.
I absolutely love it, because even though a lot of teams are pressuring the other one, if you feel confident, you feel comfortable with your teammate, it sometimes just does not even feel that way. So I'm glad to hear that from y'all. That just shows how good chemistry y'all have. And it truly showed, because y'all were able to not only avoid a lot of the demos that they went for, but were able to get off some beautiful passes, especially that one in game 2, Hayden, where you had 0 boost, avoided the demo by popping it up mid, then Hayes with the double tap. Just how hype were y'all at any point? Was there any one point that y'all we got this in the bag?
After that play, yeah, I got super hyped, but Hayes was just chill. Hayes was just like,
yeah,
that's a normal day for him.
I sadly, I have the Rona, and my whole body feels like it has carpal tunnel, so I'm so very surprised I was able to even do anything mechanical.
Yeah, we're both sick, but he got the worst of it.
Well, as long as y'all don't pass me your sickness, I'll be no. Oh God, no! No wonder we don't have another match right now coming up, because y'all making us sick. Nah. Cool beans. Y'all two just play such a good game that it's hard for me to really find the words that I want to find to ask the questions I want to ask, because y'all just, like I said already, y'all played with such great chemistry and synergy. I
But it's
guess was there any kind of plan? I'm assuming no. I'm assuming y'all just have faith in yourselves to play your game. But did y'all even look at who the other team was and try to play around who their players were and who were most likely going to be facing against, or did y'all
no.
just already
No.
determine y'all? Or
Oh,
We ran into it blind.
we found out we're both playing today. I thought it was gonna be Hayden and Finer, and Finer had to go. So I was like, man, I'm sick. I really don't want to play. That's why I almost got canceled. But we came in and like we're probably gonna get 0-3, but
Yeah,
we'll
that's
be
what
all
we
right.
well, I'm glad for y'all that you were able to play, and I bet y'all were glad now too, because not getting 0-3, y'all 3-0'd. So I know that's a big time win for y'all. Y'all are now going to a 2-1 record. Everybody loves to have that winning record going for them. So congrats to y'all.
Yes,
A
sir.
nice big win. I do want to ask, however, y'all may have not looked at it at all, but your next matchup is going to be the Unicorns. And if I'm not mistaken, the Unicorns have on their team Mayhem, Timmy B, where's Jorson, Ant, if y'all are familiar with them. Y'all
Yeah,
too worried about that? Y'all looking forward to that kind of matchup?
it'd be fun
Yeah, it'd be fun.
as
Very
long
competitive.
as long as we're not sick.
The biggest opponent of them all, your health.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. Can I continue? No, you're fine. You're sick. I'm not going to fuss at you, man. I understand that. I appreciate you even giving the extra time in the interview booth. And to show my appreciation, if y'all have any shout outs, no call outs y'all want to make here, I'll let y'all have the floor one last time before we end it. Yes, and make sure it's friendly. We are a Christian friendly stream.
I want to thank Kendrick Lamar for being my music.
All right, so my band.
I'm listening to the halftime show right now during the game.
I want to say thank you to my team, and also my music. My music kind of carried me through those games, distracting me from my sickness of this stuffed nose.
Well, I appreciate both of y'all joining us. It's been a blast getting to watch this game. Unfortunate for the Owls, but my hat will be tipped off to the Huskies. Congratulations on the sweep. And get some rest, man. Y'all get some rest tonight. Get to feeling better. If you want, I'll even cook you some chicken noodle soup later on, but it won't be mine. It'll be Campbell's. But that is it for the 8 o'clock hour. I have been informed that 9 o'clock will be happening. Big PogChamp for that. We will have the Adept League Eagles versus Lobsters. And that's not all, because at 10 o'clock, we also have a match coming up. Expert League Gators versus Dragons. We got plenty more Rocket League action that you're not going to want to miss. So get some popcorn, grab something to drink. I don't know, maybe even a book to read while you wait. But don't go nowhere, because we'll be back in 20 minutes.
you. Oh, I love you, love you. I do need you, need you. I do, I love you, I do need you. I love you, love you. I do need you. Oh, I love you, I do need you.
I'm cold steel stainless. My glass half full. Always said don't suffer no fools. Serpents daydream. I bite, you call me lovely. Got a sweet tooth. I'm gonna get the sugar from you. When they say I'm a machine gun, I take it as a compliment. Honey, you should know I can be a weapon. I can be a weapon. Come cold blood, selfish. Your words are painless. I like when I drive and feel so dangerous. They say I'm a red flag, 'cause they want it so bad. You should know I'm holding on to what I had. When they say I'm a machine gun, I take it as a compliment. Honey, you should know I can be a weapon. I can be a weapon.
Solar eclipses. Solar eclipses.
it is real. Maybe we will, though. Give up the ego. Making it feel good. Too scared to just let it go. Too scared to just let it go. Tomorrow we build. Depends on the future we want, we can make it as real. Maybe we will, though. Give up the ego. Making it feel good. Too scared to just let it go. Too scared to just let it go.
Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start it again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start it again. We can start it again. We can start it.
Good evening, FDL, and welcome to your Sunday night second slot matchup here. I am Conway Twitchy, all by my lonesome here for you, but we got a good match for you. Adept League, Eagles, Lobsters, and if it's anything like last night's, should be a good show. Both these teams 1-1, trying to stay in that fight. I'm going to go ahead and get these folks started. It should be a good match. Here we go. I could let them know, so let's rock and roll in here. Like I said, last night's matchup between Eagles and Lobsters was a showdown. Should be a good one here. For Eagles, we've got Crimson and Night Doc Wolf versus Dill and one other person. Going to be Fidgety Mitten 36. What a name. They have not joined in. Now they're joined in, so we are good. It's going to be Night Doc and Fidgety Mitten on the kickoff. Ball stays midfield. Crimson's going to put it on net, and it's going to get around the defense. And the Eagles are going to score first here, 4:54 in. And just an excellent heads-up play off that kickoff. Crimson able to get around. Crimson just pops it over there. Maybe a little bit of a roller. They did not expect it to go that slow. We know how quick defense can get in this matchup here. Another good kickoff. Dill's going to hit it over towards the Eagles. No follow-up by the Lobsters. Fidgety was not able to get up there. This is a good pop by Fidgety towards the net. Dill goes up for that one and slightly misses. Fidgety's going to put that on. But Crimson with a really good save. Crimson's going to send it forward. Dill is there to send it out, but it's going to center up in front of the net. Both Eagles are there, though. That's going to be unfortunate for them. A little bit of a drag race back to the Eagles side, but it looks like they are going to beat the Lobsters and try to get that clear. Crimson's going to send it back the other way. Fidgety Mitten's going to try to keep it mid. Gets cleared by Night Doc Wolf to the other side. Crimson couldn't keep it in, but does. The Dill looked to be going back for a boost. Night Doc's terrorizing the net. That ball's going to bounce out, but Night could not get back to it. It's going to pop back to center. Good shot on. And Night Doc Wolf is going to pop it in over both defenders there. Dill looks like got caught up on the goalpost there. Had to come out and turn around. Thought that ball was going to stay. Just a little unfortunate there, but good play so far by the Eagles. 2-goal lead here with 4 minutes left. Another good kickoff. Night Doc's going to send it the other way. Fidgety going to push on that, but can't quite get to it. Maybe got tripped up a little bit there. Both the Lobsters are going to go for that one. He's going to push down the field. Night Doc's going to pop it off the wall. Dill's going to wait for it. Fidgety gets there first. Night Doc's going to pop it down. Fidgety tries to play it off the wall and can't get there. Dill by himself, one-on-one. Night Doc was pushing back, not able to get it around Dill, who fights it but stumbles on it in the corner. Dill trying to pass it back to his teammate there. That one's going to go back to the middle. Fidgety's going to turn on this, doesn't get the 50. Dill gets caught up on the sidewall, and Crimson is going to put the Eagles up 3-0. No Eagles moments here yet. All regular goals for them, and looking good so far. 3:21 left. Right back here on the kickoff. Looks like it should be Dill for the Lobsters and Night Doc for the Eagles. Crimson playing that one real well. Going to pop it into the corner and try to get to it. Centers it up a little bit, but they're just going to keep traveling across the field with it. Pops it up. It's going to float midfield, touch the ceiling, drop back down. Fidgety gets there. Not enough pop on that one, though. The ball rolled across the ground and wasn't able to do much with it. Night Doc puts it off the back wall. Good little pop. Dill jumps up to make the save, but it's going to go right back to Night Doc, who dunks it in off the crossbar. 4-0, 2:56 left for these Eagles, and the Lobsters really don't look as coordinated as I think that they wanted to be, because it looks like they're just trying to find their footing. Granted, it is just the beginning of the matchup, so let's see what happens here as they get going. It's only game one. Losing game one, not as big of a deal. We have seen plenty of teams lose game one and go on to the rest of the series, but Dill with a long clear, and the Eagles are going to get back on there, or the Lobsters are going to get on the board here, sorry. Score their first goal, good long clear, getting patience, and that's what they're going to have to do to get back into this. The Eagles have been pretty aggressive so far. Eagles have kept a lot of pressure. Really just, Lobsters haven't been able to get anything sustained, so we'll have to see what they can do. This one, another good kickoff there by the Lobsters. Night Doc's going to get to it in the air. Played by the Lobsters in front to Crimson. Gets challenged by Fidgety but can't get there. Dill's going to cut across. It's going to bounce off the back wall and up the side to midfield. Put back towards the net by Night Doc. Kicked off of there, saved by Dill. Crimson's going to put that towards the net, but it goes wide. Night Doc is going up like an elevator there, just perfectly vertical. Crimson's going to try to take this shot, did not get enough on it and couldn't get it on target. This one's going to go back the other way. Lobsters have a chance. Crimson had a chance there for an Eagles moment, not able to get it. Fidgety trying to play that one on the wall, and that move has not worked for them this entire matchup. But here they go, pushing down the field. No Eagles in sight. Dill's there, trying to carry it to the net. Can't get it. Can Fidgety get another shot? He can, but it's off. Crimson going to try to clear it. Fidgety keeps it in. Night Doc's going to push out to it. This ball headed right back towards the Lobsters' end. Here they go down the field. Dill clearing it out of the corner. Going to have to follow that one. Gets bumped by Night Doc. Crimson's got the ball. Going to push it towards the net. Goes for maybe a little bit of a fake or some sort of move that did not work out. Lobsters pushing up forward. Ball is getting behind them. Fidgety Mittens is going around. And I'm receiving word that Fidgety Mittens was picked up as a reserve today. Interesting move there. Good for the Lobsters to get another reserve. I understand the stress it can be just to be picked up and thrown into a matchup here, so we will have to see what happens. I like what they're doing so far. Probably explains a little bit of the teamwork and the communication still being built by these guys. Not something you can build in a day, I promise you. Rocket League all about teamwork and communication, and takes some time to build, but they're getting a little bit back into it. Dill's up. Can't quite get that touch. Fidgety playing off to the side, goes for boost. That ball gets put towards the net by Crimson. Fidgety's going to get there. Almost ran into each other there by the Lobsters. Did not. Still 4-1 with 40 seconds to go. Fidgety going for a little bit of a Rule 1 there. Not able to stay in it. Dill's going to miss that one off the air. Fidgety gets demoed. Crimson takes it all the way down. That was an excellent play there. Crimson here. Dill just barely missing that one. Could have been a really good goal there for the Lobsters. Could have cut that lead down, but instead it's going to go the other way. 5-1 for the Eagles. 30 seconds left. It's going to be quite a struggle for these Lobsters to get back into this, but they have a little bit of a possibility if they can score quickly here. Fidgety Mitten's going to play that one off the wall. Carry it down. Try to get it around. Cannot quite get there. Crimson's chasing this one around, but they are more than willing to just let the clock run out here. Don't give up anything. Night Doc playing back, playing defensively. Dill's going to put a shot on. Night Doc gets in front of it there. 5 seconds left. This one looking like it's going to end 5-1 unless Night Doc has something to say about it. Pops it towards the net. It's out. And that's going to float in. 1 for the road. Eagles take this first game 6-1. We'll have to check the stats here when they come up, but like I said, good play there by the Eagles and good win. Looking good here. 12 shots for the Eagles, 5 shots for the Lobsters. Eagles had 4 saves, so Lobsters got 1 behind them, but they saved everything else for the Eagles there. Lobsters had 4 saves out of the 12 shots. Eagles had a couple of errant ones there, but they're just playing tough. I think they just got to find their rhythm here. It's going to be difficult for the Lobsters having a brand new person, but if they signed with the Lobsters and they signed with Dill, then I have faith. Dill, excellent player there. And Crimson and Night Doc Wolf, very, very good. We've seen them before on stream. We know that they can get up here and get involved, so should be a good one. As we wait for this next match to start, be interesting to see what the Lobsters do here. Maybe get that shot count up, especially when they get opportunities to kind of move across. Spacing, positioning, and teamwork, communication, going to be key in this matchup with as well as the Eagles are playing. I'm going to get these players right back in here. Dill from the Lobsters, first to join up. Fidgety Mitten has joined the wrong team. Looks like they're going to work on that, maybe. Fidgety's going to have to change. Dill backs out. Fidgety backs out. Dill's there. Teams look like they are starting to get ready, and everybody's in. Let's get this going here. Good kickoff in the middle. Going to go to the Lobster side of the house. Dill's going to chase it. Sends a long ball off the back post. It's going to float in the air. Dill's up for it. Fidgety's going to keep it in. Crimson's going to play this one, and the Eagles in. Play it back towards mid. Had to jump over Night Doc there. Ball's a floater. It's going to go in and under. And Fidgety Mitten's going to take the first goal of this game 22 seconds in. And just good play here. Dill looked like maybe a little back touch to get back to Fidgety Mitten. That one just a little bit of a floater. Fidgety tried to get back to it to dunk it in. Didn't have to because Night Doc goes flying in front of the net. Thought that one was coming a little faster than it was. And we go right back to the next kickoff here by the Lobsters. This ball going to stay in the Eagle side. Night Doc plays it off the wall. Cannot get to it. That ball is going to cross in front of the net. Crimson starting to send it away. Night Doc has it up. But Fidgety is going to send it back the other way. Good defensive play there. Fidgety puts it on net. No defender is back. Crimson can't get to it. And the Lobsters storming back in this one here. A 2-0 lead with 4:18 left, and I like what I'm seeing here. Good fight by the Lobsters to keep this one close. They're going to try to take this game and even this series up if they can hold on to it, but a little bit of a missed kickoff there by the Eagles. Fidgety chased it but couldn't get there. Night Doc sent it the other way. Dill stops it in the corner. Going to take it back along the wall. Good carry there. Gets a little pop. Going to carry it a little bit more. Try to get it around Crimson. Had a good opportunity there, but not the pop he was looking for. Gets that ball around Fidgety. This one's going back towards the net. Dill meets it, but it's going to center. Unfortunate touch there for the Lobsters. Night Doc Wolf's going to dunk that one in for the Eagles. And this lead has been cut to 1 rather quickly here. Right about 10 seconds, I think, is what went off the clock. But we know both these teams are going to keep on fighting. Dill with the kickoff there on Night Doc. Crimson's going to chase this one up the wall. Good boost management there. Night Doc with a good demo on Fidgety. Dill pushing this up the side. Can't get it around Crimson. Crimson's going to put it towards the net. Fidgety with a good long clear. Back to midfield. Night Doc tried to keep it in. Couldn't get it there. This ball's going to bounce right back out. Dill looked like he was trying to get back to it. Not going to get there. This one off the goalpost. Dill's pushing out for it, but it's not going to matter. Crimson punches that one in, and they're going to make this game even here. Just an odd ball off the side post, off the crossbar. Everybody trying to get back to it. I think Dill thought it was a little closer than it was when he went for that backboard touch. Ball on the kickoff here goes to the Eagles towards the Lobsters side of the house. Fidgety's going to send it right back to midfield in the air. Gets a touchdown. Could not get it over Crimson, who's chasing that ball back down. Dill gets a touch, but it's going to go back center. And that's going to set up Night Doc for another shot. Dill's got to be careful with those. We've seen this Eagles shooting tonight, and putting that right back there in front is not where you want that to be when it looks like you're the only one back on defense. That one's going to be frustrating. They went from being up 2 to down 1 in less than a minute. Crimson with a good kickoff, had a chance for a goal there. Crimson's going to keep fighting it, gets it around Dill, and the Eagles are up 2 goals in a couple of seconds here. 4-2, 3-0-3, good play, just faked out Dill. We haven't really seen Fidgety for the last 2 plays. Maybe they're doing a little bit of work, but not quite able to get back to it. Dill's going to play this one. It's going to bounce off to the side. Crimson's going to play it off the back wall. Try to send it out, but can't. It's going to go to the corner. Good air touch. It's going to drop down. Fidgety fighting for it. Crimson gets right back to it. Can't get a good touch on it. Dill's there, but gets under the ball. That's going to be frustrating. It's left there. Night Doc's going to push on it. Fidgety's going to play that across. Dill could not get to that one to clear it out. It's going to get sent right back across by Doc Wolf. Dropped down by Dill. Grabbed by Fidgety. Stopped by Crimson in the midfield. Dill gets a good touch to keep it away from Crimson there. Fidgety's fighting with Night Doc for that ball, who's going to send it back into the corner. Fidgety maybe going for the demo there, just barely missed. Dill's up for that ball, drops it down. Fidgety has to turn back around. Looked like they were both going for that one. Back down the field. Popped up by Dill down the side. Night Doc's going to get there, but Fidgety keeps it in. Going to have to recover, but can't. That was just got stuck on the wall there a little bit, but Dill's going to keep it in once again. A little bit of pressure here by the Lobsters. Night Doc clearing it long. Fidgety catches it and pops it around. That was a good catch. Fidgety clearly getting more comfortable here. That one gets cleared long around the backside in front of the goal there. Gonna drop down. Night Doc's gonna clear it. Dill backs out. Not trying to take any chances to get caught too far up. Dill plays that one. Crimson's gonna get right back to it. Fidgety demoed in the net. Dill can't get to it. And Crimson's gonna punch another one in. That's gotta be frustrating. You got a person back and the other team going for that demo. Smart play by them, but that's unfortunate. Lobsters were finally getting some pressure, and it ends up in an Eagles goal the other way again. Just not able to get set and not able to get their positioning. That one's going to die on the kickoff. Stay in the Eagles side. Dill full boost, going to carry this one across. Pushing. Can't get it past Crimson. Had a really good shot there, but not enough elevation on that ball to push it over. Fidgety using the tail of that Octane to keep it off the wall. Killed it a little bit. Got it around the defender. Going to push it the other way. Fidgety's up in the air by himself. Going to back it off the wall. Night Doc's going to get to it. This ball in midfield. Just a little floater. Crimson's there. Going to go towards the net. Dill stuffs it on the corner there. Has to get reset there. Fidgety's going to push it the other way. Almost gets bumped. Good little save there by themselves, or reset. Get that car repositioned. This one's going to stay there on the other side. Gets bumped back. Crimson's going to put it towards net. Dill sends it far, far away. Another shot there by Night Doc. Gets the rebound. And a little bit of an Eagles moment there by the Lobsters. That one's going to not be fun. Just pops up there. Night Doc puts it towards the corner. Looked like it was maybe going to be off. Dill takes a head-on position to that one, and it pinballs in off of both of the Lobsters. This one, 6 unanswered goals by the Eagles here with 30 seconds left. If it stays like this, it'll be match point for the Eagles. Lobsters still pushing. They started off hot, but have considerably cooled down. This one's going to be a shot on net, but just a little wide for Dill. Lobsters looking a little snake bitten here on shooting. Eagles are going to push it back the other way. Dill pops it up, going to chase it. Dill gets demoed by Night Doc, who that ball just barely touches. That one's going to float towards the net. Good save there by Dill, and it's going to touch down, and the Eagles are going to take game number 2 with a score of 6-2, and they stormed back in that one. The Lobsters had a goal off the start, but let's see here. 5 shots for the Lobsters with 2 goals. They need to get those shot numbers up still, I think, but 9 shots for the Eagles. They slowed them down a little bit on that side, and Crimson with the other, with 2 saves there, so 1 shot by the Lobsters, just a little off, and then 9 shots, 4 saves for the Lobsters. One of them must have counted when they saved it off that back wall, but when that ball pinballed in, obviously it gave Night Doc that goal, so the save numbers are going to be a little off compared to what's the shots in on the scoreboard, but looking good there so far for the Eagles. They don't really need to change anything, but I like the move there by Lobsters. Fidgety being a little bit more on front. Dill playing back for defense. Should be a very good matchup here. We'll have to see how the Lobsters can do to stay in it, and if the Eagles can put them away in a sweep. If we can get everybody in here, everybody's starting to join, so no timeouts taken by the Lobsters. Everybody in for both the teams, so let's get this one kicked off. Should be Dill and Crimson on the kickoff. Gonna push towards it. Crimson gets their first. Dill kills that ball in the middle. Crimson could have left that for Night Doc, but doesn't. Crimson gonna push it in, take it himself. That one's off the wall, but Night Doc gets there. Drew the defender out by Crimson, and Night Doc with the follow-up. That's just a good play. The second chance rebound opportunities are certainly working for the Eagles here with that shooting, and that's just a smart heads-up team play. Dill looks like he'd gone back for boost and wasn't quite able to make it back, and that's unfortunate. Gotta watch that boost management and watch those rotations, especially with both of the members of the Eagles pushing up on them like that. But this one, back to the Lobster side. Dill with a good long touch to send it back the other way. Crimson's gonna try to catch it. Fidgety tries to go head on. This one just gonna roll behind both the attackers, or both the defenders, sorry. And Crimson's gonna punch this one in all by himself. This one rolling towards the net. Fidgety had a good chance on the 50, but that one did not go his way. And the Eagles have a 2-0 lead. 25 seconds into this one. It's not quite over yet. Fidgety carrying that ball. It's going to get cleared out by the defenders. Dill's going to chase this one into the corner. Make a little bit of a touch. Spins that car right back around. Dill was trying to get back to Crimson with a little bump. Fidgety with a good save. Let's see where Night Doc is. Night Doc is not there yet. Fidgety gets there to get it to the other side of the field. Going to be in the Eagles side of the house. Fidgety with a good play, and that one's just on net. That's what the Lobsters needed. An excellent play there. Good 50. Jumped off the wall after Crimson gets this good touch, and just a really good heads-up play there by Fidgety towards the net. Those are always fun. Those tight angle wall shots are always fun to hit. 4:10 left, 1 goal lead for the Eagles. They're going to get this kickoff. It's going to go right back to the Lobsters side. Lobsters continually playing from the back foot here. Unfortunate for them, but that's okay. Gets it around Dill there. Night Doc's going to put it towards the net. Fidgety was able to get back. Both Dill and Fidgety in the same corner. Night Doc's going to send it down to him. A little bit of a double commit. Fidgety's going to send it right back. Night Doc's going to get there. Dill is back. Dill with a really good save. Both the Eagles are in their net. If they can get this ball downfield, it could be another goal, and it's gonna be. Long clear by Dill. Gets it on net. What a shot to tie this one up. Both the Eagles being in their net was a really fortunate term of events there for them, and they're just able to get that one down and tie it up, and that's where that patience comes in. The Eagles getting a little too aggressive there, and you're just waiting for it to go your way, and it does. They get this game tied up. 3:35 left. Ball gets played off the Lobsters' back wall. Dill's going to catch it. Fidgety's still back there, going to push on it. Night Doc gets a touch, but it's going to go right back to his side of the field. Crimson's going to send it the other way. Dill's waiting for it. Going to try to catch it there. Can't quite get it. Crimson takes a shot and gets it right in front of Fidgety. And the Eagles are right back on with Night Doc getting a demo on Fidgety there. For the salt in the wound, Fidgety pops out. And boom, there's the demo. That one. Not gonna feel good, but Lobsters are still in this. Dill's gonna get a good chance there. That one's gonna go towards the mid. Crimson pops it back to the corner. Good touch by Night Doc. Fidgety keeps it in, tries to chase that ball. Little double commit there by the Eagles. Fidgety's got a chance. Crimson's going to punch that in. Had a good chance for an Eagles moment there that did not happen. Dill gets demoed by Crimson, but fighting both of the Eagles by himself there. Good bump plays and good positioning, just body blocking the whole way. It was a good move. Crimson and Night Doc in the corner, going to play this one off their wall. Fidgety's out, got it. Night Doc's going to get there first. Dill with a good shot, but it's not going to go in. It's off the crossbar. That one's going to float towards the net. Crimson's going to drop it down. Knight tried to go up for it, couldn't get there. Fidgety with the demo. Crimson's there, gets it over Night Doc. Can Dill dunk this one? Ooh, Crimson gets right back with the savior there. Night Doc is going to demo Dill. Fidgety gonna fight that ball. Night Doc was there. They both hit that ball. Good little 50 there. It dies there. Dill's gonna take a shot towards the net. Night Doc's gonna send this one away. And I really think that's been the difference there. When the Lobsters get a clear, seems like it's going a little bit more towards the middle of the field. When the Eagles are pushing on it, they're just going to send it off to the corner. They're playing those wall bounces about perfectly, but Lobsters are still in this. Night Doc's pushing around. Dill going to chase back to play a little bit of defense. Tries to read that off the wall. Fidgety was going for a good 50 there. Did get it past Night Doc. Crimson's there. Dill's going to play this one off the wall. It's going to drop down. Crimson touches it. It's going to roll back towards his net. Night Doc's going to have to play this careful. They bumped that too hard. That could have been a own goal. Would not have been fun there. Classic Eagles moment. That one's going to get cleared out by Crimson. Pushed right back down the field. Fidgety and Doc one-on-one. This ball's going to go back out mid. Fidgety has to get there because, and does. Crimson was pushing on that ball there. Fidgety sends it right in front of the net. Night Doc sends it back out. Crimson gets 50'd there. Night Doc and Dill one-on-one, bounces back in front of the net. Crimson going to have to take it around, but Fidgety with a good 50 again. Up in the air, hovering, going to put that on net. Can't quite get there. Long clear by the Eagles. Can anybody get back to it? Both the Eagles can, and that one's just going to roll in. 2-goal lead here for the Eagles. 57 seconds left. The pressure was there for the Lobsters, but they got too aggressive and opened it up for a long, clear Eagles goal. And that is the danger of getting too aggressive in twos, folks. But here we are, 57 seconds left. They still look good. They still have a chance. You cannot write this one off yet. 1 minute is plenty of time to score 2 or more goals. They just have to be really cognizant of that positioning by the Eagles. This one going to go towards the net. Dill's going to clear it wide. Wait for it to drop. Good clear there by Fidgety. Night Doc puts it right back over. Gonna have to be careful. Doc charges on it. Dill gonna try to go up for that one. Good little touch there and a good 50. He's gonna send it right back towards the Eagles net. The Lobsters want to do something there to score, and they do. Fortunate play there by them. Night Doc just misses the defensive touch, and the Eagles are right back within 1 here. Long clear off the wall. Good good pinch there between Fidgety and Crimson, I believe, or Dill and Crimson, sorry, and that one goes long. And the Lobsters are right back in this one. 26 seconds left. If they can convert this into a goal, they might have a good chance. They're going to get the pressure and keep it in that side. Crimson's chasing it. Gets it around one defender, though. Fidgety's going to read that in the corner. Pops it up. Crimson's going to send it long ways. Dill is there to make the catch. Dill's back, going to flick it up. It's off the wall. Dill can't get it centered. Both the defenders are out of the way. Dill's going to tie this one up with 3 seconds left. We are sitting on 4-4, and what a play. Little double commit here by both of the Eagles. Night Doc had a touch. Crimson comes flying in. Thankfully, Fidgety's able to collect himself, bring it centered. Dill dunks it home, and we have 3 seconds left till OT, and this is still anyone's game. They got to play this one careful, though. They're going to let it die. And this game 3, life or death for these Lobsters, is going to go to OT, and they have to play this one carefully. Fidgety's there with a good 50. Fidgety gets that around both defenders. Going to push it towards the net. It's going to go off the wall. Night Doc's going to play it. Dill with a good challenge. It's going to wrap around. Crimson was able to get there. Dill trying to go for the little touch there to get it around the defender. Fidgety with a good pop. Turns on it perfectly. Good 180. That one's going to float towards the net. Crimson's going to get there. It's going to float in front of the net. Dill waiting for it. Gets it there. Night Doc had the clear, but this one going right back towards their net. Dill can't get that one to go onto the net. Crimson with a flick around. Fidgety with a good play there. Going to have to get back to it. Good 50. And I like the defensive play here by the Lobsters, pushing it back. We're already 45 seconds in this one. Crimson's going to get a touch, but it's going to stay in his side of the field. Crimson waiting for it again, but Fidgety's there to get it up and around. Good challenge there by Fidgety, but Night Doc is there, and oh my goodness, Night Doc just puts that one in right over the top. Dill was trying to get back into position, and as soon as this one came in, Dill just could not get up for it. What a banger. Eagles are going to take this one and take the series. Such a close game there for the Lobsters. They started clicking and started to get that one going, but unfortunately, they fall just short. Even on the shots for both teams, even on the saves for both teams. 2 goals, 2 assists for Crimson, hat trick for Night Doc Wolf, hat trick for Dill, 1 goal there for Fidgety with an assist. Such a close game, but ultimately, that last one is going to be the one that does it. They were playing really, really well in that OT as well. We'll have to see if they're going to come in here for an interview, but that one was so good. So good, and the Lobsters just bringing it back and fighting. That 3-second goal there at the end just shows the determination that Lobsters team has. Fidgety played very well for being a reserve signing today. Shout out to him for jumping in here and just put it all on the line to get the Eagles in here. Someone joined and then left. We'll have to wait and see if we can get them both in here again, but what a game. They're joining, and then they keep getting disconnected. Really odd. We'll have to see what's happening here. It might not work here for us, folks. They are on console. That one's going to be a little bit frustrating for them. But if we can't get it to work, we can't get it to work. I'm not going to push the issue here. I know how everybody's consoles are having problems these days. Cough, cough, PC Master Race. But it is a really good series, and I think it's going to be a lot closer than what the scoreboard says, because even though it was a sweep, the Lobsters found their footing and made it really, really close. Hats off to the Eagles for playing well, and no own goals from them. Everybody at home is going to be disappointed, but that is A-okay. I have been Conway Twitchy for this section of the broadcast. Please join us again in about 25 minutes for another excellent matchup. Stay tuned, and thank you.
I do need you. I love you, I do need you. I love you, I do need you. I love you, I do need you, need you. I do, I love you, I do need you. I love you, I do need you. I love you, I do need you.
solar eclipses. can make it is real. Maybe we will, though. Give up the ego. Making it feel good. Too scared to just let it go. Too scared to just let it go. Tomorrow we build. Depends on the future we want, we can make it as real. Maybe we will, though. Give up the ego. Making it feel good. Too scared to just let it go. Too scared to just let it go. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. Caught up in your gravity, always end up lost in your wake. Intoxicated, maybe we can start again. We can start again. We can start
Welcome back, FDL, to the final match of the weekend tonight. You guys just saw an intense Adept match between the Lobsters and the Eagles. And now we're moving up to Expert for a Gators versus Dragons match. Reek, what do you think about this one?
Well, you could say I'm something of an expert in this area because I am in the expert league. So I'm excited to see this. Both of these teams looking for their first win of the season. So it's really going to see interesting to how scrappy these teams are. And honestly, if you're coming from watching the Super Bowl, you're just hoping to see some competition tonight because clearly there wasn't any in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So, without any further ado, don't want to ice the players out. Let's get them in. We are actually going to see tonight a reserve usage for an A lineup coming from the Dragons, and I believe that is either a B or an A lineup coming from the Gators as well, so this should be an interesting match here.
Yeah, it should be competitive. It'll be interesting to see how fresh comes in. Given he's a reserve player, a lot of times the reserves will get a fair amount of time scrimming, but seeing how things have gone thus far for the Dragons may not hurt to try out a reserve player.
Absolutely. Fresh getting a good 50 in the corner. A Redwater setting it down. Kin, his characteristic demo hunting coming into play. And almost a 50-50 into an Eagles moment, but the Dragons holding on strong. Another shot on net. First one to register this match. Come from the Eagles. And there's just been a lot of pressure so far we've seen in the Eagles' favor here.
Yeah, pressure coming from the Gators for sure.
Gators, excuse me.
Just still thinking about the Super Bowl. I get it.
It's the alternate color of the Gators. I'm thinking it's the Eagles.
But definitely a lot of pressure. You have Kin going for demos, trying to mix up things, and then you have the Dragons looking a little bit awkward in defense. Maybe some panic plays. So eventually, Gators able to force one in. But how will the Dragons respond?
Yes, how will they? Redwater, he's looking at a 1v1 right now. An early challenge from Burrito, but now Fresh. Free ball. Unable to make contact there. I think an accidental flip. But the Dragons reconnecting and getting possession. A good bump from Kin. Burrito's just going to take his time here. Doesn't have a whole lot of pressure on him right now. 1 beat, 2 beat. No Gators players there to finish that. Dragons are going to press this down the field. First shot of the game for the Dragons registering there. Second. And the Dragons have kind of come awake a little bit. They're putting a lot more pressure on. And with pressure comes a goal. Dragons are just back in it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I feel like the Gators almost immediately shifted play style, ceding a lot of the midfield possession and just pressure in general back to the Gators. And there they go. They've got the Dragons their first goal.
Yeah, the Gators though, not to be counted out yet. We've seen what they can do, especially from that early portion of the game. Burrito beats one. He's got full tank of boost almost, and Kin demoing Redwater. Can he put it on net? No, Redwater's able to dodge the demo and keep that out. On wall now. Past one. Around Burrito. A little drag race to the ball there. And a play at net. Turned away by the Gators. The pressure's just ramping up though. No boost on one of the Gators players. And an air ball.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing much more solid pressure from the Dragons. They seem to be playing a little bit more coordinated, not giving as much time. But how will the Gators respond? I think they're still going to go for the aggressive plays, still going to go for the bumps. But maybe at times getting a little too aggressive with it. You can push too hard for a bump. Both players going for that. But yeah, I would say fairly even. Oh, a good demo coming in.
Yeah, both teams fairly even so far. Dragons with a little bit of an edge on pressure with 8 shots to 5 here. And Redwater making Kin's life hard coming down through the midfield there. Just sticking with him every step of the way. Now Kin, an aerial play, and an overcommit from the Gators gives Redwater a goal to put the Dragons up 2-1 with only a minute remaining on the clock.
Yeah, it's a really nice clear from Fresh there. I'm a little bit surprised Burrito goes for that because Kin was very low on boost, really not in a position to follow up. So if he doesn't make contact on that ball, that's an immediate counterattack. So maybe some miscommunication, maybe just misjudgment. And there is another one for the Dragons. So Fresh, starting off to be a good reserve sub.
Yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself. He's got 7 shots and 2 goals. He's putting a lot of the offense on his back there. And I've noticed the Dragons, all of their goals are assisted. Whereas the Eagles, that one at the beginning seems a little bit as a fluke now. As the Dragons' defense, and offense for that matter, have locked down.
Oh, almost had another one right there, but Redwater manages to clear that, just reading the bounce down off the crossbar. And I love that move right there, looking for the exit clear pass. It's a great opportunity when you see your teammate cheating up like that. And it's also just shows when you have confidence in your teammate. So you're definitely right in your early assessment that the Dragons seem to be playing more of a team ball right now. But how will the Gators respond?
That is to be seen. Fresh with a good play on net leaves just an awkward save for Burrito, and Redwater's just able to put that. Oh, an awkward save for Kin, excuse me. And Redwater just puts that top net. It's just a clanger to have a statement game 1 with 4 unanswered goals from the Dragons.
Yeah, making Kin play that double, play the threat of it, and then getting the bump on him, basically taking out the goalie. So yeah, how will the Gators respond? I'm surprised that the pressure has been kind of hit or miss since they got their first goal off of what was a sustained pressure play. So a good way to bounce back from the Dragons, and Fresh is looking good for the reserve coming in.
Yeah, and I'll say in the latter half of that game, we were not seeing some of the characteristic demos that the Gators franchise is known for performing to get the upper hand. They've kind of abandoned the thing that got them the first goal there, and I'm looking to see if they'll reclaim their demo title.
We have a car change coming in from Redwater, which is a bit surprising because he won in that car. And the superstitious part of me is like, why would you ever change a car you just won in? But I don't know. He may know what he's doing, so we'll see how he responds to that. But yeah, I think just looking at this too, you have a very equal distribution of points between the two Dragons players. You can't see Redwater's score right now, but he was slightly above, and definitely a lot more offensive pressure. So I think that the Gators, it seems like they're only turning on the pressure when they're in offense, but then it's also getting them into trouble. They need to challenge earlier in the midfield, and just not let the Dragons set up any offensive plays because they've been doing well.
Redwater, another fantastic save. I really thought that one was in there.
He's done great at using the crossbar to help him clear the ball. It's the second save that he's had to do that. So some spectacular defensive play coming out from the Dragons. The Gators are still leading. They seem to be a little bit more revitalized since the Burrito's goal, but here comes that more aggressive play from the Dragons.
Oh, a good bump. Leaves Redwater versus Burrito, but Redwater able to take it out. And a good pass to Fresh. Opting for the pass over the solo play. Now, Redwater versus Burrito again there. And an interesting back pass. Both Dragons in the corner, but no Gators shooter, and Redwater beating Kin 1v0 on net. And Fresh is able to sneak that in with the goalie having gotten back. Just ripped it on net.
Yeah, nice position on the shot there. Just able to squeak it in. Burrito slowed down for a second. Again, sometimes you're anxious in that situation. If you shoot the ball over your head or behind you, and just that little loss of momentum was enough to keep him from saving the ball.
Overall, a well-placed shot with some good power behind it. Burrito going to the weight room with the Dragons, and Kin, characteristically aggressive play with some demos included. Dragons, though, taking the ball into the Gators half, and now Burrito, little air dribble over one. And the Dragons now just content to slow the game down a little bit. Ball's not moving quite as quickly now, and it works out as they catch Kin on a little bit of a mistouch there. Fresh is able to take that over his head and put it off backboard for Redwater to take the game up 2-1 Dragons.
Again, another team play. The Dragons are doing really well from a team play perspective, and yeah, putting a ball high and fast above a defender's head is just so awkward to read. Really well executed by the Dragons right there.
And I believe they're going on 6 for 6 in assisted goals in just 2 games. So their offensive team plays have really shown here. We're about to see a good pass, also a good block, an open net miss, and an open net score. All right.
Burrito able to get the follow-up there after just being off as a friendly bounce to him. Sometimes those bounces can go straight up, they can roll up, so that bounced out nicely for him. But yeah, looked on the previous play, Fresh pushed up too far. I mean, definitely, I think they're feeling themselves, they're feeling the team plays, believing that their teammate's going to get the ball to them. But definitely when you're up, you just don't need to force things.
You don't need to score. Time's on your side. You really gotta just let them come to you at that point a little bit. Redwater, though, looking for a return shot
No.
and an Eagles moment. Burrito, that's not on your net, but it is now.
That is
an
a killer.
unfortunate touch. I think we've all made that before.
We have, and he's trying to hit that above his net, and sometimes we make those split-second reactions, and we think, oh no, this is on net, I have to hit this. So I feel for them. There's still plenty of time left, and are they going to counter right now? Oh, not quite. Good opportunity, but there still is enough time. You only have one goal to tie things up. You just got to relax and don't make mistakes.
If you're the Gators right now, you do not want to go onto match point with just an offensive masterpiece of team play bearing down on you. Defensive, though, there's a couple double commits. It leads to an opportunity. Kin leaves it for Burrito. Dragons are awkward. It's floating above their net. A good clear from, I believe that was Fresh. Takes that out. They're not out of it yet. Kin hits that up for Burrito. Burrito's up. And a shot and a good save from Fresh into a clear. Gators are going to do something. They got to do it now. And a good turn by Redwater. He stalls out the clock and takes away all the options. And another good kill from Redwater. Dragons are on match point. Do you think we're going to see a TO from the Gators?
That's a good question. I mean, I think if I were them, I would take one. I think they need to just relax. They had opportunities in that game. They hit literally the left side of the post, I don't know, 3 times at least on what were open net opportunities. So tighten up that shooting a little bit, and they're right back in this. But you look at what they lost on, it was really mistakes. So if they can play clean Rocket League, they should be right in this game. credit has to go though to Redwater. I mean, he really did put up a defensive masterclass in that game. Some incredible saves, and you can just see from the stat line that he was keeping the Dragons, in this game, keeping them ahead by basically preventing the Gators from scoring.
5 saves, just the sentinel of the goal line. He was able to use the crossbar many times just to keep that ball out and away from his net. And you really can't discount Fresh. He had some really nice clears coming off that allowed them to score on some counterattacks or capitalize on some over-aggression from the Gators. But the Gators, no timeout call, just straight into game 3. Now,
I think I'd like to see too. I mean, the Gators can go for the team plays as well. Right now, they've mainly been going for solo plays, or kind of a shot that turns into a pass. Maybe going for some more infield passes, something to set up their teammate, just to keep the Dragons on their toes, making sure they're not always expecting the solo play.
yeah, you can see Kin is well behind midfield on that play and nearly gets one in there, but there's just a gap between that first shot and that second shot that is and almost another Eagles moment. That was real close. Redwater just tipped that a little bit the wrong way off his car, opting to take that over Fresh with more boost in the tank, and it works out. He's able to dribble this all the way down the field here and dodge a demo attempt from Kin. I've really seen. Do you think those Kin demos could be more effective, or do you think the Dragons are just adept at dodging them?
I don't. I think some of it is the timing when he goes for them, and I think there are times where the teammate or the opponent is going to be very much expecting them, and there are times where it's more surprising. So I think Kin could maybe fake them, if that makes sense. Almost start to drive in, but almost as if you would do a fake challenge. As of right now, though, they don't seem to be effective, and the risk that you always have with an aggressive demo-heavy playstyle is getting out of position.
Absolutely. What you said about the fake demos could definitely start working for Kin if you were to do it. If you can just get that defender to jump without committing a whole lot of boost and positioning to the play, it can really be effective. But Dragons again on offense, and a miscommunication or a little bit of misprioritization. Kin is not there. I think he was grabbing a pad or two to go on defense, but the ball reaching his net faster than he thought it might.
Not realizing that ball is basically rolling perfectly for the Dragons, and definite misplay there. I think at this point, if you are the Gators, you've got to pull out all the stops. You do have to play more aggressively, but again, I would really like to see them play more aggressively in the midfield too. Will this ball squeak in? Very close, but again, Redwater handles that well on defense.
It's the Gators forcing some awkward plays out of the Dragons here. I would have liked to see a shooter, not Burrito, able to put that on net. He was a little bit awkward there and backwards, and he didn't exactly get the power he wanted. Kin, though, taking to the air. It's by 1. But now Redwater, that is not quite on net, but it's still dangerous. Burrito with a great cover-up. But they're not out of the water yet. Redwater nearly an insane double on net. And now Burrito, good dunk. He's taken it. He means to pass mid, but it heads into the Dragons' corner. A little bit of a mistouch there. But the Gators still on offense. If they can get one here, they are most definitely in this game. But the Dragons, they're just challenging and bumping and keeping, honestly, just general good Rocket League to keep the ball out of their half and out of their net.
Oh, the double demo coming in. Kin gets demoed right as he's responding from getting demoed by Redwater. So That is a frustrating circumstance, and yeah, the Gators have got to get something going, and a first touch like that is not what you're looking for. They might have a bit of a 2v1 here. Fresh is in an awkward spot, and there's another own goal. So that is your lifeline from the Dragons, helping you out a little bit there. Redwater calling Eagles in the game chat.
Yeah, a testament to the Dragons' current mental right now. You can own goal only up 2 goals and dropping that down to 1 with a whole minute left on the clock, and you can just feel good about it. You're laughing and having fun in the match, and you're gonna play better because of it. But the Gators taking their lifeline and trying to run with it. Kin with a good shot on net, with the 50 just not panning out for him. Fresh
You know,
now with sorry, go for it.
No, I was gonna say with some of these challenges that the Gators are making in the corner, I feel like that actually would be an opportunity for them to go for a demo, because I feel like they're maybe pressing too hard to try and force something in the corner where they could drive ahead, demo, or bump the goalie. But a nice counterattack here. Fresh gets hung up on the post. So if you're the Gators now, you can breathe a sigh of relief. You know, there's time. You just have to think you get one more goal.
Yeah, the Dragons got a bit overzealous in that play. They wanted a little bit of the style points. They're forgetting one of my number 1 rules when I'm in a match. If I'm up goals, I don't need to score. They tried to force it a little bit, and it turns into perhaps an OT nightmare for them as they try and close out this series.
Yeah, I think that's hard. I think sometimes it's in our DNA. You know, you see the ball, you think it's an opportunity to score, and it is so hard to overwrite that inkling within you to try and score that ball. But here we go to overtime. Can the Gators turn this series around with a win in OT?
Awkward kickoff with a team bump. A good keep out by Burrito, and a good clear by Kin. Fresh now backing up on it. But a shot, and Burrito, a mistouch, and Fresh is able to put that away. This just hurts if you're the Gators. You fought so hard and got a little bit lucky with an own goal to bring it to OT. But you saw your opportunity and took it, and then it gets taken away so close by Fresh.
Yeah, and
Just
off a misplay, unfortunately, too. You know Burrito wants to put that ball into his corner, and then you flip into that, and it just goes straight up for the other player. And now Fresh is like, all right, I was a little too overzealous on my previous opportunity. Now I'm going to shoot this ball right into their net. And he places it really well.
Yeah, and again, Redwater putting the defense on his back. 7 saves to keep them up 1 goal for most of the game.
I forget what he had in game 1, but 12 saves in the last 2 games is crazy.
I think he had just about 2 or 3 saves. Maybe 4, because the Gators had quite some pressure in the beginning there. But really just a defensive masterclass put on by Redwater. My applause to him, especially if we can get him in the booth here. And here he is. And here's Fresh 2 Dragons. Congratulations on your first win, and a sweep at that.
How do you feel?
I didn't even know it was streamed until the 3rd game, so...
Just these random people in the match with you. That's typical.
Yeah, no, I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna be honest. I got a DM from the captain, was like, "Hey, we need your help, like right now." And I'm like, "Well, I'm sicker than a dog, and can't see straight, and don't even know which direction the ceiling is. So we're gonna go ahead and play, and we're gonna watch what happens."
Well, you knew which direction their goal was, so it seemed to work.
It was pretty simple, all things considered. It's more so just knowing to play very patient. Very, very, very patient. We knew they were going to go for demos. We knew they wanted to play fast. So just wait, go slow, and win your 50s, and it was easy after that.
Well said. A good strategy. Now, just a quick question, since you mentioned that you weren't planning on playing originally. Did you get any warm up before the match?
No, absolutely not. No, I think I got one game.
Yeah, we had one game with me and Gala, one game with me and Fresh, and that was it.
That's all you need, right?
Apparently, I mean, I guess I was like, yeah, I guess I'm feeling it tonight.
Yeah.
Not feeling well,
And-
but I'm feeling Rocket League.
And just to follow up to that, do you think the Gators had some really early pressure that had you guys on your heels? Do you think that was just a result of warm up or like game nerves, or what do you think that was?
The pressure itself really wasn't that big of a deal. Like, yeah, they had a lot of really good chances, but I was waiting for the overcommit, and I was waiting for the pressure to come too far upfield because they weren't really threatening all that much. They had a couple good goals, they had a couple capitalized on our mistakes, but it really wasn't. It looks like pressure, but it didn't feel like pressure. It just felt like, okay, we're gonna let him
Felt
shoot,
in
let
control.
him shoot. Oh yeah, no, we may have been on our heels, but we were still in control of that the entire time.
Yeah. Honestly, just baiting out the offensive pressure, letting them basically just give it right to us, led to a lot of turnaround.
Well, definitely you guys put on a defensive masterclass, especially yourself, Redwater. I mean, 12 saves in total in the last 2 games. Forget the number, but I mean, clearly you were stopping just about everything that was going in the net. And I have to imagine that's frustrating. If you're playing against it, that's frustrating and just leads to more of those overcommit plays because you're trying so hard to score on the net.
Well, I mean, going 0-2, and then coming into this game, I'm just ready for anything. Everybody is a lot quicker than last season, and I feel like I'm at a major disadvantage at times. So coming into this, getting those 12 saves, I'm just here to be the wall.
The wall. No,
So
he
given-
was.
Given this was your first win, how are you guys feeling about the rest of the season? Do you think this marks like a nice upswing for the Dragons?
Yes, quite a bit actually. You always have to open up. You have to open up the river to let it flow.
Very true. Very true.
Get it? Because it's a water joke.
Could have said tributary, whatever you want to say. Let's get all the water puns in here.
It could be. It was a rough first couple weeks. I know for other leagues, I haven't been around, and they were like, "Hey, why don't you come and try and play?" And I mean, if that's the way we're going to play every week, then yeah, we're definitely going to have to start working together more because it felt really good. It felt smooth because even when there were a couple points where the Gators did have a lead on us, we weren't concerned at all. We were just like, okay, well, we just have to get the next one here in the next couple seconds, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, this is our second time ever playing together, so
Yeah.
Got that natural chemistry together.
yeah, we do.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of chemistry within the team, but I think a lot of it comes from playing with people that you enjoy rather than just playing with people who match your skill style. Because you learn a lot more that way. You're a lot more adaptable that way.
Yeah, piggybacking off that, I noticed that on that unfortunate own goal, you guys just seemed to. Well, you guys just seemed to laugh it off, like really, really easy. Just laugh it off. It did end up taking you guys to an OT, but it didn't seem to concern you too much at the moment. Is that just a product of just hopping in and having fun? That just kept your mental strong the entire game.
After coming out the first 2 games and with the Dragons having been down, two series in the season already. When we were winning the first 2, we were on such a high that when I had the reaction time of an unsalted Ritz cracker and let it fall over my head, We were laughing hysterically because he's like, ah, yes, he fits with the team. That is the most Eagles thing that he could have done, or sorry, the most Dragons thing that he could have done.
We're basically the Eagles 2.0 over here,
Yeah.
except with open nets too.
Yes.
Well, actually, that was going to be one of my questions: is which team had the better own goal? Because we did get the pleasure of seeing it from both sides tonight.
I think I gotta give it to Fresh.
I think that mine was superior. Mine was just like, oh, it's behind me and it's in my net. Okay, well, I was trying to half flip to it and I ended up making a touch that I didn't need to make. And like I said, I have the reaction time of molasses uphill in January, so I just kind
Hey,
of let
If
it
you would
go.
have shot that on the other net, nobody was saving that either. So it works
Yeah.
either way.
Yeah, right. If I would have shot it, nobody was saving it. Unlike they saved the 8 shots I had in game 1. I had no goals.
So
yeah.
given you guys are on the upswing now, there any other teams you're excited to play that you haven't played yet? Keep in mind you've got 2 of them with Lasagna Man and I in here.
The teams.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what the other teams are in this league. I joined like yesterday, not literally, but I'm like, hey, you want to play on a team? Yeah, sure. I didn't even know it was streamed until game 2.
So I got 3 games on my list here. First off, I cannot wait to face the Griffins.
Yeah,
they're
that's
in
me.
our conference, right?
Yeah, we're in your conference.
Yeah, I cannot wait to face you. Me and Blizzy have had some of the best games ever played against each other. And the other 2 matches are the people we lost to, because we're your division and we're coming back for you.
You heard it here.
Yeah. Those are some solid matches to be looking out for. I can confirm to you, you will be playing Blizzy.
Good.
But if you don't have any more questions for these gentlemen, Professor Freak, then I'm gonna give you to the floor, and yeah, if you want to shout out anyone, you've kind of already made your call outs for the matches you're excited to play, but yeah, the floor is yours.
As long as it's stream friendly. All right, time to.
So this is like the Game Awards. Time to bring out a list of like 40 people, right?
Yeah.
We do have
Shout out to
music
my
ready to
roommate
play
for
you off.
bringing me Tylenol and a glass of water midway through the match. Shout out to my other friend that gave me a controller because I broke my Xbox controller and the PlayStation. I also, hot take, PlayStation controllers are terrible. They're trash. I don't like them at all. Hands down.
The console call out.
Console call out.
I mean, the only people I have to shout out are in this voice chat. You know, amazing commentators, amazing teammates. Don't worry, I was getting to you.
Okay, wow. I see how it is.
And
the casters were more influential than the teammate was. I get it. Well, those kind of got emotional support points afterwards. And Galloway. We can't forget Galloway. I heard the honk in the background.
You don't want an angry goose.
No. Canadian murder chicken.
And the best shout out of all is the FDL community because, you know, this is the best league.
Thank you.
Truer words were never spoken.
Truer words were never spoken.
All right. And on that note, FDL community, I would like to thank you guys for joining us for our week 3 weekend streams. Yeah, tune in next week and have a good rest of your evening.
Go on myself. I'm cold, still stainless. My glass half full. Always said, don't suffer no fools.